And here we are again, 7:35. Happy Thursday morning to you. We have the coach in studio with us this morning, Marc Lafleur of the Gold Miners. Morning, Marc. How are you?
Good morning, guys.
So you're actually, I like this setup this morning.
He's not facing you. He's not giving you the stare down.
For once, we cannot look at each other. I'm looking at the back of Marc's head.
Is that a new hoodie you got there, first of all, before we get into this? That looks very new.
No, it's not. It's just washed.
It's got the gold miners on, but it's got like a skate lace in the...
It's washed.
Okay.
It's
right.
just washed.
Just wonder if it was a new piece of... So that was a good road trip, I would say. Would you not say this, Marc?
Yeah, it was...
Tough games through the West? Yeah,
we could have as easily gone winless as, we came close to getting 6 out of 6 points. So it's a start to where we want to be.
A big win in Elliott Lake Friday night, 4-3.
That's a huge road win. Played terrific.
And then Sioux Eagles.
Then the Sioux Eagles, is a very funny game if you watched it. Funny, awkward, a lot of
penalties.
A lot of penalties.
And then speaking of penalties, you move on to the Sioux Sunday.
A lot of penalties.
And it gets a little rough there, right? Yeah,
that was a very rough game. It's probably, in the 4 years I've been here, or 3+ years, the most... Really? It's a game with the most penalties involved, or it had to be definitely one of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so we never saw the new goalie who you picked up on the way down, and Corshane, and how was he? We
threw him to the wolves as soon as he got here, and we wanted to see how he'd react, and we thought he reacted terrific. We knew about him, as we mentioned before. We knew about him before, so it's not as if we didn't know anything about about the kid. We had a good background on what he could give us, and that's exactly what he did.
And he's a young guy, right, Marc?
Yeah, he's 18 years old. He just turned 18 years old recently, so he's he just like Tyler, he's very eager to learn and very hungry, and that's exactly the type of players you want.
So you, like I say, what does that tell you about your team? You go through that West, and those were some tough games, and they really responded.
Yeah, we're up to the challenge. Offensively, I think we need to, to get a couple more goals per game. The one thing about that is, I just felt we spent a lot of time in our zone versus the Thunderbirds. So it's how do you, it's the dilemma. How do you increase goals? Like, do you think about stuff in the offensive zone, or if they spend 2/3 of the game in your zone, it's really tough to score goals. So do you improve on your breakouts and you improve on your D-zone coverage?
Right.
To be good offensively, you got to be great defensively because you won't have the puck
first.
Right.
Okay.
But isn't Marc the way the game's played now?
That's
so much of the offense is on the defense. They have to be a part of it, right?
They have to be a part of it.
So are you missing
remember the old like when we played 3-on-2s were customary. They're the customary rush.
Right.
The 3-on-2s they've now been replaced by 4-on-3s.
4-on-3, yeah.
Because of how the defenses play. Not only I'm talking about defensemen, just the teams defensively play with a high guy. The 3-on-2 has now become the 4-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So you got to activate your D-man. So those are all things we will eventually.
Are you still
really
working that out? Got someone who's going to, like Facette did for a couple
of
years
for you? We want to, but we have other issues that we have to get to that step. We have to get better in other areas first.
Okay, now you talked about your new goaltender, Victor Olivier Corshane.
Yeah.
You also had a new defenseman along on the trip who made his debut.
Blake Anderson. Blake.
Yeah. Give us an overview of how Blake did.
Same as Victor, threw to the Wolves early on. I think both did talk about after the game, the first game, that they had like the pace was much different. It was much quicker than what they were used to. Mm-hmm. So there's an adjustment period there. Played very well. He's somebody who can put up points. If you look, if you Google his name, you're going to see he put up a lot of points.
I looked at his stats. He was more than a point a game in one of the junior leagues.
Yeah, and he won't shy away either, which is a good thing as well. As long as they're not, dumb penalties.
Yeah.
But
see, one of those guys that'll get under another team's skin. That type.
Exactly.
Type of guy?
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Okay.
And come back to what we talked to, with Craig here, but he's a top defenseman that can join a rush.
Right.
And you need those now.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Tonight now, you're off to Cochrane. Now they play a different style than most teams, do they not? It's pretty wide open.
Yeah, it's
It's river hockey.
Yeah.
it's wide open. They've
Is any other team play like this team? Do they play this wide open like this? Not that I saw. I don't know. But do they? Is anybody?
I wouldn't say to this level. But I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to make a couple adjustments here and there. You're not going to reinvent the wheel playing against these guys. You stick to your game plan. You stick to your strengths, and you just make a couple adjustments, and you hope the guys are ready.
Like I'm just looking, Mark. They have 105 goals for,
Yeah.
which is 25 ahead of the next person,
Yeah.
almost 30 ahead. So,
But yeah.
like, so they play a wide open style, right? So,
Some coaches would rather a 2-1 game, and others want a
I guess it's
7-6 game.
entertaining. I don't know. Not entertaining for the coach, though, right?
Well,
When you're playing 9-6 or 8-6 or 8-5.
well, you know what? As long as you're playing as long as you're playing 8-6,
Yeah.
but you know what? If you're playing 12-1,
no, I don't
how entertaining is that for the fans?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
so.
So what what do you do tonight now? Do you buckle down now tonight? Is that the theme or?
It is the same theme we've had now since the start of the year. Let's just take care of our one-on-ones.
Okay.
When you're one-on, you're not going to generate anything if you don't win one-on-ones, and we just got to focus on those and one-on-ones all over the ice. We're talking about. I was talking to Rusty here just late last night. He went to the Greyhounds game.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he said as well. He said, "All it is, it's all one-on-ones all over the ice."
One-on-one
So
battles,
That's what it
exactly.
is. So let's not worry about the units of 5 and whatnot. Let's just worry once you get to the corner, once you get to the boards, once you get to the face-off dot versus the guy you're facing, you win that one-on-one.
Yeah.
So not to look too far ahead, and then
No.
on the horizon is Powassan on Sunday night.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next week after that, it's another tough week as well. So again,
we
we're
only
in
wanted
tough.
to go to Sunday. You're going deep into next week.
Like Sunday, Powassan's for those who don't know, 13-0, haven't lost yet. So
Yeah.
number one ranked team in that CJHL.
Yeah,
So
so we hope to put a dent in that, but we'll take it. We'll take it one shift at a time. Right now, starting tonight.
okay, so tonight in Cochrane 7:30, then a 7:00 start on Sunday night hosting Powassan. So that should be a good game, right?
You bet.
So,
Going to be a good one for sure.
we haven't seen them yet this year, and they're the number one ranked team. So
Exactly.
and of course, a former playoff
Quite-
flow last year.
Well, I'll tell you right now, there are a couple of good games at home here coming up in the next few weeks.
Sue's out here next week too, right?
Sioux Thunderbirds,
Yeah.
Cochrane,
Yeah.
Timmins.
Yep.
So I mean, the
Right.
fans are in for a treat.
This is a fun league to watch. There's some real entertaining teams in this league, and some good battles, some good matchups night after night. It doesn't matter who you're playing.
Yeah.
I think, like we talked last week, I think there's a lot stronger teams than there was 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh,
No doubt. No doubt.
Okay, Mark. Well, good luck in Cochrane tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it very much.
Marc Lafleur, head coach of the Gold Miners, joining us as he does every Thursday morning. It is 7:43.